Hello from National Geographic Education. My name is Gina Borgia, and this is Explorer Classroom. At National Geographic, we use the power of science, exploration, education, and storytelling to eliminate and protect the wonder of our world. Explorer Classroom connects students worldwide with our National Geographic Explorers for short lessons and time for your questions. National Geographic has partnered with the Ocean Exploration Trust for 3 expeditions in the Hawaiian Islands aboard Ocean Exploration Trust ship, the Exploration Vessel Nautilus. I am so glad you are joining us today for the first event in a 4-event special series that will be broadcasting live from the ship. Today, we are joined by members of the marine mammal team on the ship. Our guests are explorer Matthias Hoffman-Kuntz, research engineer Abel Ho, and educator Carissa Cabrera. Their team is researching the underwater soundscape around Maui and Hawaii Island by using cutting-edge technology to record the sounds of marine life, like dolphins and whales, to better understand animal vocalizations. They will analyze the recordings to better understand the critical role underwater sound plays in the survival of marine mammals. Today, they will share an update from the expedition. But before we get into today's lesson, I'd like to welcome our registered viewers who join us today from around the globe. And special shout outs go to the Hillcrest STEAM Academy in Missouri, Keystone School in Texas, Manchester Gate Elementary in California, Forest Park Elementary in Arizona, Roseland Public School in Canada, Colegio Nexus in Mexico, the Chang family, and all of our homeschools out there. We are so thrilled to have you all here. And with that, let's get this Explorer Classroom started. It is time to turn it over to Carissa, Matthias, and Abel to share all about their expedition. Take it away, team.
Thanks, Gina. And thank you everyone for tuning in today to learn a little bit about the work that we've been leading aboard the Nautilus. We've got the rest of my trusty team here with us, and I want to give you an overview of the science and exploration that we're doing. But before, I want to show you where we are. So we're aboard the Nautilus, like Gina said, which right now is off the coast of Hawaii Island. And just to give you a little bit of a look of what we might see outside of this studio, this is the back deck of the Nautilus, and that small Zodiac boat is what we call Ruby. And we have been taking Ruby out almost every day that we can to survey for marine mammals that might be in the water. And that yellow crane behind it is actually how we get Ruby in the water. So I think over the last 2 weeks of working here, we all have developed a lot of relationships with Ruby. But before I wanted to dive into kind of the science that we've been doing aboard Ruby, I have a few questions that I think will bring us all together and kind of take us back to what really inspired us to think about the ocean. So Matthias, our PI, what is, I guess, your favorite ocean animal? And while you all think about it, the classrooms that are listening in, if you want to type in the chat what your favorite animal is, you can have your teacher do that as well, and we'll be able to see that on our end. All right, what would you say if you had to choose?
Well, if I had to choose, it would be the spinner dolphin. They got so much energy and they can swim so fast. I wish I was one of them.
Well, we've seen a lot of spinner dolphins during these few weeks. Abel, what about you?
Bottlenose dolphin.
Bottlenose dolphins. Okay, so the fact that my team members' favorite ocean animals are also dolphins, and I see we have dolphins coming in the chat as well, means that I guess we're on the right path to be studying this aboard as an explorer. So when we look back, when we were maybe these students' age in the audience, how old were you when you decided you wanted to study dolphins or maybe study the ocean? Why don't you go first, Matthias?
Well, I think I was 5 or 6 when my grandma took me to a dolphinarium. And from then on, I was hooked. Okay. That was that.
Right. Yeah, okay, so you were younger than some of the students in this audience that are tuning in today. And Abel, did you always think you were going to study dolphins?
No, but yeah, I've liked the engineering stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've been living by the sea. My school was near at the sea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We couldn't really do what we're doing without Abel. He makes sure things are working, and Matthias makes sure that they're working in the ocean. And then when it comes to, our most memorable experience, I would say that one of mine was actually aboard this exploration. We were surrounded by over 100 spinner dolphins just a few days ago off the coast of Hawaii Island. And we were able to successfully gather recordings, which I know made you happy, Matthias. And it's something I'll definitely remember years from now. What would you say? Doesn't have to be aboard this expedition.
One of many memorable experiences I had was with spotted dolphins in the Bahamas, where I was swimming in a group of about 50 or 60 animals, and they came up really close. They started just rubbing against me, like hello, and looking at me 20 centimeters distance, looking me eye to eye. So that was very, very cool.
Wow, that's memorable to say the least. What about you, Abel?
I think during the expedition when we are in south of Lanai, yeah, that was really cool when we got into the water and the dolphins are really loud and they are vocalizing, maybe 40 or 50 of them vocalizing at the same time. So that was really cool.
That when we're in these situations, the dolphins are all around us, but what we're really trying to focus on is how we can best answer the explorer questions that brought us aboard the Nautilus in the first place. And that's because underwater sound is such a crucial role in the survival of dolphins and whales, and other marine life too. So you see at the bottom left corner, that's all of us on Ruby getting ready to go out for a survey. We look small in a big ocean, absolutely. But we're working to understand this better. But the first step is obviously finding the marine mammals. And on the right, you can see a baby bottlenose dolphin. Matthias, how old would you say this calf was?
That calf was a couple weeks old.
A couple weeks old. You can see that it's struggling to it has its whole body out of the water to get its breath. And me and Abel and Matthias have been deploying these devices that have helped us record sound underwater. Abel, could you tell us a little bit about what device is at our feet in this center photo?
So the device has a camera inside, and then four hydrophone, which is an underwater microphone. So with the hydrophone, we can record sounds underwater and then tell the different directions with the 4 different hydrophones.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's called Bumblebee, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
We call it Bumblebee because obviously it's yellow and black, but also what Abel just described is that it's made of a lot of simple tools. We see, an underwater camera, an underwater microphone, and it's put together in a very intricate and complex way to be able to gather this data about dolphin vocalization. So what does that look like in practice? It looks like this on the right. That's Matthias, captured, I would say, just a few days ago off Hawaii Island. Matthias, tell us a little bit about, I guess, that experience and what species we're with and what this looks like during the hustle and bustle of explorer work.
Well, what happens is that once we see animals, we get ready with the equipment, put our fins on, put a snorkel on, and then we watch the animals for a while just to see how they are. Are they okay? Are they hanging out? Are they traveling very fast? How many are there? Are there babies? What is the composition of the group? And then at some point we might decide to go in, and of course then it has to be very, very fast. You have to be quick because they're swimming so fast that before you know it, they're gone. Even if they hang out in the area, visibility is sometimes not so good, so you have to get in quickly, quietly, and start swimming in the direction that you think they are. And then you encounter the animals and you try to record as much as you can until they disappear somewhere into the blue. Then you go back on board and you repeat that process over and over again.
It can be exhausting after long days.
Yes, after a while you can't climb into the boat anymore.
Abel, how is this waterproof? It's got a lot of electric gear in there, right?
Yeah, so it's actually a tube, and then there's 2 capping it. So there's actually a rubber O-ring. Yeah, that's something that we typically use for waterproofing equipment.
Perfect. Yeah. So this is how this has been able to go in the ocean and collect acoustic recordings. So acoustic recordings, might collect clicks or whistles that the dolphins are making, or, if something stands out to us later on, we can end up processing that using the video footage that's recorded. And then in Hawaii, for those of you that might not know a lot about it, we just want to let you know that this is like called a living laboratory by researchers because there's over 20 species of marine mammals, and we don't have much information about wild dolphin communication here, and there's a lot of opportunity for exploration and to answer questions that I know Matthias and Abel have had for many years. We've been able to spend time with a few different species, right?
Yes, we have. We've had bottlenose dolphins, we had the spinner dolphins. So there's plenty out there. We may have seen a humpback whale on the way over here, but it's not yet the season for humpback whales. So that was a bit of a surprise. We're not 100% sure because it was just one big splash, but probably a humpback whale.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a little bit of a shallow overview of our background, but just before we go, I want to let you know, before we open it up for questions, I want to let you know that the Explorer values that you might be being familiarized with in your classrooms, we're really embodying on this exploration here aboard the Nautilus. So whether that's curiosity and constantly asking questions, our responsibility to understand the natural world and share it with others through experiences like this, empathy towards the animals that is such a privilege to be able to study, and also empowering others to pursue this type of work, because it's my belief that we need more explorers and marine scientists and researchers. And so if you've ever, seen or had curiosity and wanted to pursue this, we're here to help answer questions. And I know there's a classroom tuning in from Arizona. I actually grew up in Arizona too, so you don't have to grow up by the ocean to be able to be part of helping it. And with that, I really want to open up to questions you might have for our team and what we've been doing the past 2 weeks aboard the Nautilus. We've had a lot of exciting experiences that we hopefully want to share with you.
Thank you so much, Carissa, Matthias, and Abel, for an incredible look into your work and why studying and conserving marine mammals is so important. I bet many of our viewers are interested in joining your mission. Could you let us know how we can support your work and this type of work in our own communities? I think it segues perfectly into what you were just saying about even if you don't live near the ocean, you can still eventually help the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to send you guys one last, our call to action. So we really do need your help when it comes to the ocean or marine mammals or anything you might be interested in. And a lot of that starts at the age that you might be right now. You can commit to, learn more about the ocean through, a documentary night with your family, by going through National Geographic resources and continuing to ask questions. And you can share what you've learned today and through these experiences with your friends and family. I really believe that small ripples of action can make really big waves. And you can also help marine life like dolphins in your everyday life, no matter how close or far you are to the ocean, whether it's, your plastic usage, your food choices, and if you're ever, have a privilege to observe dolphins and whales in the wild, making sure to give them space that they need to survive. These are all just little pieces, but the main thing I want to share is that kind of all of our actions end up being connected to the ocean. And that means it can be empowering, right? Because it means that the behaviors that we do every day can either be a vote for a healthy ocean or against it. Abel and Matthias, do you have anything that you want to say as far as something that these kids can do to help dolphins, whales, or the ocean?
Yeah, well, plastic bags is a big one.
That is a
they're
big one.
floating everywhere in the ocean. We picked up a lot of them on the way. And it just shows you that all that stuff ends up in the ocean, and the dolphins might swallow the plastic bag because they think it's edible.
Absolutely.
And then they die from the plastic bag. Or same goes for turtles, and sharks. So
yeah, there's so
reduce the plastic.
Yeah, reduce the plastic. There's so many alternatives that exist nowadays that
Yes.
we can always reuse. Abel, does anything come to mind for you? No? Okay, awesome. But yeah, there's clearly a lot, and we're very excited to be able to share that with the next generation. So thanks, Gina.
Well, friend, thank you so much for being here with us today. We have time for just our final question. We're going to ask the Ocean Exploration Trust team, the Marine Mammal team, do you have any final advice for the students who are watching here today?
Yeah, I'll take it first. I just want everyone who's listening who might have extra curiosity and passion about the ocean, or maybe you're still learning about the ocean and your explorer questions are coming in your mind. I just want you to know that the health of the ocean and the work that we're doing that we've described to you during this session is really connected to human health, and it also is we are, all of our actions impact the ocean, and whether or not the ocean is healthy really impacts us. So it's all very connected, and that's why we're encouraging everyone to kind of explore their passions when it comes to curiosity about the ocean. And that means cultivating an explorer mindset like we did today, and just remembering that there's a lot left that we want to answer. What would you all say?
I would say stay curious. Yeah, keep learning about new things, what things that you're interested in, and understand how things work. And also, yeah, protect the environment, which ends up protecting yourself as well for your health and your food and your family.
Absolutely.
Yes, water is life on this planet, and therefore the ocean is absolutely essential for our survival. So if we want to learn about the ocean, and if we can learn about the ocean, we should do so, because it is really, really important for our future.
Yeah. Oh, I see some waves. Goodbye. Thank you for all of your investigative questions today. They were such a pleasure to answer, and it's been such a gift being able to share with you all.
Yes, thank you so much, teachers and students, for being here with us today. And a big thank you, of course, to Matthias, Carissa, and Abel, and the rest of the Ocean Exploration Trust team on the Nautilus who made this event possible. I know that there is a busy expedition schedule there, so thank you for being here with us.
Absolutely. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
You can join us
Bye.
next Wednesday, October 5th, for the second event in this special series, Live from the Nautilus. We'll be joined by the shark team next week. So all those shark questions, you can save them also for next week. That will be led by National Geographic Explorer Ariana Santos. And if you join, you'll learn all about Hawaii sharks and how their research can help inform shark conservation efforts in the area. And teachers, remember, if you register for more than one event in this series, you are entered for a chance to win something, a special prize for your classroom. You can register for this event and more at natgeoed.org/Explorer Classroom, and you can request a chance to be featured on screen with us. So fellow teachers, we've also created a new interactive guide for you to share with your students to take them on a learning journey with each of our special guests. We're adding that to the chat for you now, and it's also linked on our registration page. Thank you for being here with us today again. Have a great day. Stay curious, everyone, and keep exploring. We hope to see you again soon.